Hey guys, today's video is going to be the first in a series of interviews. I have been reaching out to tech alumni and other connections that I have in the engineering fields. My goal is to let you hear from real people who have been in your shoes and who are working in the engineering workforce. Today, I'm here with Chuong Nguyen, who graduated with me from tech in 2009. How's it going, Chuong?
Hey, what's up? Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. So, first, can you just give us an introduction of who you are and your story and how you kind of ended up where you are?
Well, I'm Chong. My story, man. I grew up in Indy since I was 4 years old. I was actually born in Vietnam. So grew up on west side of Indy. I know Tech's on the east side, but went to all IPS schools from elementary to middle school to high school. So that's School 49, Harshman, and then Tech. Um, Reason why I went to school on the east side, living on the west side, is because of the magnet program. So I was interested in math and science, so joined the magnet program there. Then from Tech, went to Rose-Hulman for my degree in mechanical engineering. So then after that, went to Purdue for my master's, also in mechanical engineering. But realized, research or whatever, I didn't really like it. So during my time at Purdue, while also, you know, going to school, decided to jump all in and create a startup with my friend. So part of that was, needing to learn how to write code and actually build something. So self-taught that just from YouTube videos, just like these, and Google, just normal stuff. Um, so did that for almost 2 years. Of course, realized it wasn't going anywhere. Decided to stop burning money on it. But glad I tried. And then reached out to one of my friends that works at a startup, Xylo right here. It's not really a startup anymore. It's like 4 years old now. But got a job as a software engineer. So now I've completely changed direction. My degree doesn't really matter right now. I mean, it tells you that I've done the work, but doesn't really matter that much for me. Now that I'm software engineer, and that's it. Now I'm here talking to Isaac.
Yeah, I really appreciate the way that you've explained kind of your story here. Just like, like this is what I was doing, and I learned a lot, and I realized that it was, something that I that I didn't necessarily want to pursue. And I think that my students don't realize that it's okay to, change your mind, but you may have to acquire some more skills. And I think it's important for them to understand that you've got to be flexible, and you've got to be willing to produce something that you're passionate about. I think that's great. As a person who has a position that you do, what does work look like for you on kind of a daily basis?
Daily basis. There's a lot of communication nowadays, at least for sure. Communication is key in my work environment. Like, even though I'm a software engineer, does not mean that I'm like just isolated away writing code all the time. Um, you do write code, but most of my job now is trying to solve problems like at a higher level, as more strategic than just the day to day, like into the code solving this particular bug or anything. But communication is key, definitely. I have a lot of meetings now that we're on Zoom. Before, when we were in the workplace, you still communicated with your coworkers and just by standing around next to them, asking questions. But yeah, my day to day is just figuring out what problems there are, figuring out what the most important problems are there to solve those, and then basically prioritizing your tasks and communicating with your team what you're going to do, what needs to be done, and what you need help with.
So what sort of opportunities should students be looking for if they want to become an engineer, whether that's, mechanical engineer like your original intent or a software engineer?
I surf online a lot. I think there you can learn a lot online, about a lot of things that you're interested in. Um, as far as opportunities as to get into, it's more. I don't see a lot of opportunities for mechanical engineering, at least when I was um, in high school. But I actually did get an internship as a high schooler with an HVAC company, and and that was just by pure chance of being at one of the National Honor Society like luncheons and being sitting at a table with a person who works at some engineering company. Basically, you just got to talk to people. You got to put yourself out there, right? Closed mouths don't get fed, and you got to promote yourself somehow. With the software though, like you you can literally start now as long as you have you know the know-how to like search Google. Really, I think that's the most important skill that anybody can have is knowing what is useful on the internet, how to find it, what is trustworthy. My advice is to not really put yourself in a box. What I mean by that is I really didn't know what I wanted to do, like what type of engineering I want to do. I knew I was interested in math and science, right? I love math, science, or physics in particular. I didn't really care for biology or chemistry. So, chemistry, chemical engineering was out of the question. But let's start with that. What are you interested in? Do you like math and physics? Okay, yes. What are what are the careers that, or what are the job titles or degrees that you could get in engineering? So that's mechanical, that's civil, that's electrical, right? The three big main ones. Aerospace, which is under mechanical. But let's go with that for now. This is how I made my decision, right? So it was between those three, honestly. Software wasn't even part of my um, things to choose from. I didn't even really think about it like that. So from there, I knew that I liked um, cars. I liked airplanes. So really, that just got me down to mechanical, right? And then going through the mechanical curriculum, you learn more. You learn about more things. And then I was interested in wind turbines, which led me to Purdue. And then doing research on wind turbines. Did I like it? I enjoyed it because I like sustainability and our environment, but the research part of it, I didn't really like. Then it was more like I kind of like I said, kind of put myself in a box by closing it off to only research. So I kind of like opened it back up by going backtracking and going towards software because I wanted to start my own company and do something, right? So that's what. So I backtracked, I would say, to learn software and put in the work. That's what you got to do. You got to put in the work to distinguish yourself from other people. Like a degree is good, right? High GPA, good, but does that tell you exactly, does that tell your employers exactly how well you're gonna do? Not necessarily. We've hired, plenty of good on paper engineers, right? Um, and I've experienced that in other industries too. So it's just, what have you done? So you have to show something, and then people will believe that you can do it yourself. And I think that's the most important thing. That and communication. What have you done, and how can you communicate? And those things can be easily conveyed to people by explaining to them what you've done. If you explain it well, then you're a good communicator. So that's really my advice. So don't put yourself in a box. Communicate well. Do something like projects, anything that you're interested in.
Yeah, I appreciate the way that you said that because it makes me not look terrible. You're not allowed to tell them anything about my high school experience. Okay, that's the rules. Um, okay. Anything else you want to add?
One more thing. For at least for software engineering, I believe that you do not need a college degree. It will get you through the door easier because that's what's going to be on your resume. But I think in the long run, I think employers are starting to realize that you don't really need a 4 year degree for software as long as you show what you've done and what you've built. I'll leave it at that. Like, just show the initiative to build something. And software is the easiest thing you can do to start building something right away, right? Because mechanical engineering, like, what are you gonna do? Build a car? No. Like, software is the easiest thing that you can do.
So I just want to say thanks again to Chuong for doing the interview today, and hopefully you guys got some new information about engineering careers that are interesting to you. I plan to interview other people who graduated from tech and other people that I know that have engineering jobs, so be on the lookout to appear on this YouTube channel in the coming weeks. If there's a specific engineering discipline that you're interested in me interviewing somebody for, let me know and I'll reach out and do my best to find somebody that matches that interest. I'll see you guys next time.